This video is going to be strictly on how to pass, how to get a good score in the science portion on the ATI TEAS version 6. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Myeshia Shantal. If you're new and you want to become a part of the family and the crew, make sure you hit that subscribe button below and turn on your post notifications. But if you're returning, thank you so much for your unconditional support, because you truly are a real one, and I don't know where I would be without you guys. I've been getting a lot more subscribers, and I am so freaking thankful because I can start seeing everything's picking up. I'm getting more views. So you guys continue to subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new. Well, why not? Give all my videos a thumbs up. Go look at the other ones, comment, show me some love, and tell me what y'all want to see, because I'm here for you guys. This video is another educational video, as you guys can tell by the title below. I took the ATI TEAS January the 28th of this year, so it's literally been over a month ago since I took the test, and I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on my last video of the overall review of the ATI TEAS version 6 about the science portion. So I'm just going to make a totally different separate video just for the science portion. This is the video that you guys want to watch, especially if you want to get a good score on the ATI TEAS version 6 on the science portion. This is strictly for the science portion. I don't know how much I'm going to reiterate that. I'm just going to be sharing you some tips, some tricks that I use just for the science portion. So let's just get right into it. The first thing I would suggest, I don't know how imperative to tell you guys, that you need to take Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2 before you take the ATI TEAS, because you will be able to get the score you need the first time you're taking it, if you already have a background on anatomy and physiology, if you know the terminology, and you won't have to put so much into testing. Well, not testing, so much into stressing into preparing for the TEAS. The science portion of the TEAS, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 53 questions in 64 minutes. So you have over an hour to for that portion. You're not going to use that entire hour at all. Like, you will probably be done in like 20 minutes, honestly. But use as much time as possible. So, yes, take Anatomy and Physiology, because my version, it was literally nothing but Anatomy and Physiology. 2 for me. Majority of my questions, I would say probably 40 questions, maybe 45 questions. Probably not that many. Between 40 to 45 questions were Anatomy and Physiology. And then I had some scientific reasoning, and then life and physical science, like chemistry and stuff. I had one chemical balancing the equation. I had one question. The rest of it, Anatomy and Physiology, and then a small portion of scientific reasoning. So as you can tell, Anatomy and Physiology weighs so much in the science portion of the TEAS. So definitely try to take it beforehand. Take those courses before you take the TEAS. Another one is give yourself time to prepare for this test. Just because the science section is such a broad section, you do not know what's going to be on this section. So you want to over prepare and not under prepare. Do not focus on one system. Study all the systems equally. Yes, of course, know all of your hormones like the back of your head. Know how your respiratory system functions with your cardiovascular system, as far as gas exchange, like and how your immune system functions with your lymphatic system. Know all the processes, know all the functions of every organ, know some diseases of those organs. Know meiosis, meiosis, know phenotype, genotype, DNA, RNA, literally just know everything. That's why I say give yourself so much time to prepare for this section, because honestly I would say you probably need at least a month and a half, because you need to not just memorize the information, retain the information. Okay, and I'm just going to show you guys some notes that I created for the science portion. I combined I used the ATI TEAS Pocket Prep to help, and then I used mostly my anatomy and physiology notes from my courses, and then I used Khan Academy Crash Course and Science with Susanna to create my own notes, and these are the only notes that I studied. I kept everything on one page, put as much information on a piece of paper as possible. I use printer paper for this on each of the systems, and I'm gonna flip the camera around to show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, let me see. So this is the digestive system. I have, if it focus, I have the I have the function, the flow of digestive, the digestive process, the organs that are in the digestive system, and then each organ itself. You see your stomach, your mouth, small intestines, large intestines, pancreas, gallbladder, and I highlighted the most important stuff. Like you see hormones, glucagon and insulin, secretin, and then the liver, I did the function. So this is how I did my science notes. Create your own science notes and make it personal so that you can learn. You know how you learn. And I did this for each of the systems. Keep it on one page. Keep it simple. Take out the most important factors of each system and write it on one page. Make sure you do all the organs in that system. If they have a function, do the function. Make sure you put the process down and everything. I did it exactly. Everything on one piece of paper for each system. And this is the only thing that I studied for the science portion. That's it. And those were my notes for the science portion that I studied for the ATI TEAS version 6, and it helped me to be very, very successful in getting a score that I needed to get and to score in the overall advanced category. I did upload these to my laptop as a PDF, so if you would like these notes, then just drop your email below. Of course, it may take me a day or two to respond. I do have a full-time job and a part-time job, and so y'all gotta bear with me, but that's about it that I did with the science portion. I took A&P 1 and 2 before I took the TEAS. I created my own notes. I watched crash course videos just as a refresher, and I just took these everywhere I went and looked over them. As far as a study session, make sure you guys are studying. I would say if you can't do an hour every day, well, if you can't do 3 hours every day, then at least do an hour. Of course, you will want to study more than that, because that's how, the more you study, the more you retain the information. You know how they say when you repeat stuff, it'll become easier to remember or whatever. So you want, it's just repetition. Like, retain this information that you're studying, and I promise to God you will do great in the science portion. Know everything. Do not think that small details don't matter, because I had a question about where does meiosis happen in the female reproductive system, and I remember I went back to my notes of the female reproductive system, and I had the visualization in my head just because I keep it on one page. And I just remember, okay, it happens in the ovaries. So this is why one page is good. If you want to make flashcards, that's your preference. I didn't make any flashcards for this ATI TEAS science section or any of them. I just kept them on one page because it was just too much for me. And it asks a question that it asks where does a vasectomy happens in the male reproductive system. I didn't study that part, so I clearly had to do an educational guess. And I missed that when, because I put the epididymis, but it happens in the vas deferens. So, as you could tell, it's just a broad, you don't know what's going to be on it. I had a lot of questions about the endocrine system, so definitely know your hormones. I had some questions about the flow of the blood. No systemic circulation, no pulmonary circulation. No systolic and diastolic. Just be very, very tedious when you're studying. Like I said, do not skip the details because you never know that might be on the test. Okay. And know every function of each organ. Like in detail, know like the back of your head, because like I said before, that small detail that you may have skipped over, it could be on the test, you know. And that's about all the tips and tricks and just breathe. Oh yeah, just breathe. Oh, another, when you're going to take the test, make sure you do process of elimination, because some of the answers will not make sense to the question. If you can eliminate the answers that does not make sense or does not coincide with what the question is asking, it'll help you in the long run. But if you can't do that, then look at the answers, and if you know the function of those answers, you can eliminate it from the question. Like, okay, so this process of elimination works very, very well with the science portion. Read your questions 2 or 3 times before you select an answer, and just do process of elimination, and you'll be good. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you like this video, just make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content on educational stuff like this, like how to study for a certain stuff, how to pass anatomy and physiology, a more in-depth video, or you want to have like a study session with me where I go over my notes, everything, just make sure you comment that below and give it a thumbs up and share this video. And also, lastly, if you would like these notes that I created for the ATI TEAS science section, just comment your email below and I will get back to you as soon as possible, okay? And I'll make sure I send it to you as well. Thank you guys again for tuning into this video. Just make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Alright, I'll see y'all next time.